Good afternoon.
It worked. Thank you for the test.
Okay, good. Okay, bye.
Is everyone ready? Once you hear the report, we're live. Okay, welcome everyone to the regular board meeting of the Taos Board of Education. It's Wednesday, May 6, 2026. It's 6:07 p.m. And I want to welcome everyone. I want to also note that we have a former elected official in the audience. Evangeline Vanjie Romero is here, and so welcome you. And also her sister Chicken.
You can stand up.
You want to, yes, stand up. Thank you guys for being here, and their niece is going to get an award tonight, so we're super happy to have the family. All right. Samantha, would you call the roll, please?
President Flores,
Present.
Vice President Spray,
Here.
Secretary Trujillo,
Here.
Board Member King,
Here.
Board Member Concha.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance, and Dr. Layton.
Vice President Spray, Secretary Trujillo, members of the board, President Flores. Tonight we have for the Pledge of Allegiance, two students from our Cyber Magnet campus. They are Talise Miller and Hunter Concha, and presenting them is the director, Ms. Sandra Martinez. She'll be doing a little intro before we do.
Good evening, Superintendent Layton, President Flores, online members of the board. I am very honored to be here this evening to introduce two of my students. I have my graduating senior, Hunter Concha. He'll be playing the national anthem for us. And I have Talise Miller. She'll be doing our Taos Pueblo land acknowledgement. Both of my students are graduating seniors. Hunter will be continuing his education at UNM Taos, which he's currently doing dual credit classes at right now. So I'm very proud of him with doing that. Hunter hopes to continue his music and produce someday and continue to grow that. Talise is also going to be attending UNM Taos in the fall, where she hopes to further her education in big animal veterinary school. So I'm very proud of these two students. And Hunter, take it away. Fantastic, Hunter. Thank you. Talise, if you could go ahead and come on up.
It is respectful to recognize the unique and enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous people and their traditional territories. We acknowledge that we are on the historic homeland of Red Willow people within the original territory of Taos Pueblo. This acknowledgement will oblige as a reminder of our ongoing efforts to respectfully recognize, honor, and reconcile and partner with the Red Willow people whose land and water we benefit from in this great valley today.
Superintendent Layton, President Flores, members of the board, I thank you so much for having my two students here and participating in tonight's board meeting.
You're welcome.
Thank you for bringing them. Yes, of course.
I just want to thank our two students who represent Taos Pueblo and let them know how very proud we are of them. Especially me coming from Taos Pueblo. I've seen Hunter grow up. Talise has been a part of the community for so long. Her mother is also an educator. Her father works for Taos Pueblo as well. And so I just want to thank you all for coming this evening and sharing your accomplishments with us. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yan. All right, next is approval of the meeting agenda. Does anyone on the board have any changes they'd like to make? Moving around or tabling? No? Okay, then would someone like to make a motion to approve, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Samantha?
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo,
Yes.
Vice President Spray,
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
All right, next is public comment. Do we have anyone in the room that signed up for public comment? No. Maria, do we have anyone online?
Public comment online, can you please raise your hand? No one online.
Okay, then we're gonna not read that whole long thing. All right, next, number 7.1, School Lunch Hero Appreciation Day Recognition.
President Flores, Vice President Spray, members of the board. So for this evening's recognition, we did have this week appreciation for our school lunch heroes. And so tonight to present certificates of appreciation to our lunch program, as we all know that they start the day feeding our kids and ensure that they're fed during lunch and taking care of them. So today I present Ms. Duran, who will then be giving the certificates.
Dr. Layton, members of the board, how are you? Thank you for having us this evening. Today I'm here, invited by Dr. Layton to come recognize this staff from the Student Nutrition Department. Friday, we celebrated National Lunch Hero Day, and I am extremely grateful that I get to oversee the program and the wonderful staff that we have with the district.
So members of the board, if we can come up here so that when they get the certificates, they can line up our staff.
So first off, I'd like to start with Johnny Martinez, who is our food warehouse manager. Johnny, if you could come up. The next is Taos High School, Francine Pacheco, who is our kitchen manager. Next up, I have Mr. Toby Romero. Miss Margie Romero. Thank you for everything. Next, I have Maria Loreto Enriquez. The next group is Enos Garcia Elementary, and I have Fina Strassner. Next, I have Patricia Bermudez. Am I? You're good. And then last but not least, Patricia Romo. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for this opportunity to acknowledge this wonderful staff of the district. Without them, I don't know I don't think I could do my job correctly, but I hope they all know how appreciative I am. And I know I can speak on behalf of Mr. Herrera that we are very grateful for all of them.
Shoulders don't touch, you're not closing up.
Congratulations.
One, two,
You want to? It'd be nice if you did. Let's share the wealth. Yes, yes. Secretary Trujillo, please.
We heard everyone that was appreciated, but again, I'd like to acknowledge the director, Christina. And I think that she needs to be complimented. I see that she's very proud of her staff, and it's just, they're all a reflection of her hard work too. We appreciate you so much, Christina.
Thanks, Duran.
Okay, 7.2, I guess it's Principal Appreciation Day. I didn't know that, but I guess it is. So, Dr. Layton?
Vice President Spray, President Flores, Secretary Trujillo, members of the board. Also celebrating this week, it's coincidental, but still an accomplishment and also a recognition, are the principals for each of the campuses. So I know I'm going to ask y'all to come up again so I can name each of the principals. Yes,
Yeah.
please. All right, up first for Principal Recognition Day, we have Dr. Anthony Medina from Arroyos del Norte Elementary. From Enos Garcia and completing his freshman year as principal, Mr. Darrell Spell. From Ranchos Elementary, Dr. Madeline Serna Marmol. Up next, we have from Taos Middle School, Miss Linda Martinez. Serving as the new director for Cyber Magnet Chrysalis School, Ms. Naomi Martinez Standard. And last but not least, she could not be here with us today, but still Taos High School Principal, Ms. Emmy Martinez de Herrera.
All right, that was fun. A lot of good hugging going on tonight. And thank you to everybody. 7.3 is 2025-26 Teacher of the Year recognition. Again, Dr. Layton.
Vice President Sprague, Secretary Trujillo, President Flores, members of the board. So last year we started being able to recognize our teachers not only at the campus level, but at our board meeting. And so today we were joined with directors and our mariachi, and we went to each of the campsite schools and celebrated the selection of the Teachers of the Year for each of the campuses as the way their peers recognized. And so tonight, we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to recognize each of the teachers for each of the campuses, but we will be revealing tonight amongst that group who is the District Elementary Teacher of the Year and the District Secondary Teacher of the Year. And so I know we're going to be coming up again, board, one more time for the recognition of our And so I'm going to read the bio for our Arroyos del Norte Elementary Teacher of the Year, Ms. Sonia Romero. So Ms. Sonia Romero is a level 3 educator and a proud 5th grade teacher at Arroyos del Norte Elementary, where she has dedicated the past 14 years to serving students and families in her hometown of Taos, New Mexico. Her teaching journey began in kindergarten, 1st grade, combination classroom, where she taught for 2 years, followed by 4 years in kindergarten, before finding her home in 5th grade, where she has spent the last 8 years helping students grow academically and personally as they prepare for middle school. Born and raised in Taos, Sonia is the daughter of Toby and Vanjie Romero and sister to Paul Anthony Romero. She is deeply grateful for the support of her family and friends, who have been a consistent source of encouragement throughout her journey. She attended St. Francis Catholic School for her elementary education and Taos Municipal Schools for secondary education, where she was actively involved in volleyball, guitar, and mariachi. As a member of the Mariachi El Tigre at Taos High School, Sonia embraced her love for music and culture in her senior year. She was honored as the 2001 Taos Fiesta Queen, representing Northern New Mexico and continuing to support future Fiesta courts through 17 years of service on the Taos Fiesta Council. Sonia earned her associate's degree in liberal arts from the University of New Mexico in 2004, her bachelor's degree in education in 2007, and her master's degree in education in 2009. Her passion for education was greatly influenced by her mother and favorite teacher, the late Frutoso Lopez, whose words continue to guide her. She said, "Don't tell me what you can't do. Tell me what you can do, and let's start from there." His belief in perseverance, growth, and building from one strength became the foundation of Sonia's teaching philosophy. Beyond the classroom, Sonia is actively involved in her school community through dual kindergarten and fifth grade graduation coordination, science fair preparation, and upcoming collaboration with the Taos Soil and Water Conservation District on a natural trail project. Her lifelong dream has always been to be a teacher and make a difference in the lives of her students. Inspired by the words of Joseph Joubert, to teach is to learn twice. Sonia believes she is never the only teacher in her classroom, but a forever student, learning from every child and every experience that walks through her classroom. So tonight, Arroyo's Teacher of the Year is Sonia Romero. So Teacher for the Year for Enos Garcia Elementary, we have Miss Erica de la Osa. Ms. De La Osa is a dedicated and passionate educator with 29 years of experience, over 29 years of experience teaching and coaching in elementary education. Currently serving as the fifth grade teacher at Enos Garcia in Taos, New Mexico, she is known for her unwavering commitment to student success and her ability to create a classroom environment where every child feels seen, valued, and empowered to grow. Throughout her career, Erica has demonstrated excellence in instruction, leadership, and mentorship. She has taught across multiple grade levels and states, bringing a wealth of knowledge and adaptability to her practice. At Enos Garcia Elementary, she leads collaborative lesson planning, integrates project-based learning, and designs engaging, standards-based instruction to prepare students for academic success. Her recent work includes directing a grade-level performance on the civil rights movement, showcasing her ability to blend creativity with meaningful learning experience. Erica is highly skilled in meeting the diverse needs of her students, including emergent bilinguals, gifted learners, and students receiving special education services. A bilingual educator, English and Spanish, she ensures inclusive and equitable learning opportunities for all. Her experience in positive behavior interventions and supports, PBIS, universal design learning, and the use of technology enhance both student engagement and achievement. In addition to her classroom impact, Erica is a respected leader amongst her peers. She has served as a team leader, instructional coach, and mentor to new teachers, consistently fostering a culture of collaboration and professional growth. Her ability to build strong relationships with students, families, and colleagues reflects her belief that education is a shared and lifelong journey. Erica holds a Bachelor's of Social Work and Associates of Arts in Human Services from La Sierra University, along with multiple teaching credentials across California, Texas, and New Mexico. She is also a published author of the children's book, Mrs. D and Me, in 2025, further demonstrating her dedication to inspire young leaders. Her career has been marked by numerous honors, including previous Teacher of the Year recognition and finalist distinctions. Erica's passion, resilience, and commitment, daring greatly, continue to leave a lasting impact on her student, school, and community. So tonight, let us welcome and congratulate Ms. Erica de la Osa, Teacher of the Year for Enos Garcia Elementary. What I do want to mention is we visited her classroom this morning. She is a very good singer in mariachi. Next, for Teacher of the Year at Ranchos Elementary, please let us congratulate Ms. Christine Martinez. The 25-26 Ranchos Elementary Teacher of the Year, Ms. Christine Martinez, is a second grade teacher, grade level leader, and a phenomenal asset to RES. She has been teaching for 5 years, including 1 year in first grade and 4 years in second grade. Before beginning her teaching career, she spent several years as a student teacher, honing her professional skills at various Albuquerque public schools. The experience helping to shape her passion for education and to promote a positive growth mindset approach in the classroom. Ms. Martinez's classes participated every Spirit Day and Cultural Heritage Month. She is an enthusiastic and engaging teacher who strives to provide students with a strong academic foundation through engaging hands-on learning experiences. She creates a positive and supportive classroom environment and is extremely important to her. She's committed to helping every student succeed both academically and emotionally. Her peers describe her as positive, kind, enthusiastic, and wonderful. Ms. Martinez earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education from the University of New Mexico and went on to earn her master's degree in curriculum instruction. During her time at Ranchos Elementary, she has been actively involved in the school community as a member of the school-based leadership team, Canvas team, SEL champion, and the ski club sponsor. She also sat on the district science and math curriculum adoption teams. In addition, she has been an integral part of AVID, PLC, and community schools professional learning communities. She's truly enjoyed continuing to learn new strategies and ideas to training and conferences to bring back to her classroom. She has also served as the DJ for the Res Dance parties. Wow, that's a good one there. Outside of the classroom, she enjoys spending time with her family, attending country music concerts, and cheering on her favorite teams, especially at UNM Lobo basketball games. Ms. Martinez loves reading and continuing to grow both personally and professionally. Let us congratulate Ranchos Elementary School Teacher of the Year, Ms. Christine Martinez. Next, let us congratulate Taos Middle School Teacher of the Year, Ben Ogren. Mr. Ogren is a kind teacher who makes a lasting impact on everyone around him. With 13 years in education, including 9 years teaching 6th grade language arts at Taos Middle School, he has built a classroom where students feel safe, valued, and confident enough to take risks and grow. His positive and inclusive approach helps all students find success and feel like they truly belong. In the classroom, Mr. Ogren brings learning to life. He uses a variety of strategies to meet students where they are, giving them different ways to show what they know and understand. He strikes a great balance between teaching foundational skills and pushing students to think deeper, all while maintaining strong classroom management that keeps students engaging and focused in welcoming environment. Mr. Ogren is also someone his colleagues can always count on. He is a true team player and a strong advocate for students, consistently going above and beyond. He brings a positive, professional, and encouraging presence to the school, helping build a culture where both staff and students feel supported. He's someone who doesn't just identify challenges, he brings solutions, ideas, and a willingness to work together to make things better. His passion for teaching is easy to see. You can hear it in his classroom and feel it in the way he connects with students and staff. It has been a privilege to hear him teach and see firsthand the impact he has each day. Above all, Mr. Ogren is an incredible educator and an even better person. He is a devoted husband to Sarah and a proud father to Charlie and Morris. His commitment to his family, his students, and his school community makes him truly deserving of this honor. Let us congratulate tonight Taos Middle School Teacher of the Year, Mr. Ben Ogren. And saving the high school, Teacher of the Year for Taos High School is Ms. Devette Sanchez. So Ms. Devette Sanchez is a dedicated and inspiring educator whose lifelong connection to Taos and longstanding commitment to students have made a lasting impact at Taos High School. A proud graduate of Taos High School herself, she has devoted her career to giving back to the same community that helped shape her and her family, bring both purpose and heart to everything she does. Since joining Taos Municipal Schools in 2007, Ms. Sanchez's journey reflects perseverance and passion. She began as a substitute teacher moved into an educational aid role, and went on to earn her teaching credentials through the University of New Mexico Alternative Licensure Program. Today, she holds a K-12 specialty license with endorsements in English, reading, history, and physical education, allowing her to step into positions our school absolutely needs. Now serving Taos High School's physical education teacher, Ms. Sanchez has brought new energy and intention to the role known as strict but loving. She holds high expectations while genuinely caring for students' growth, whether students are surprised by the physical challenges of her class or pushing themselves further when they thought possible. Her goal is always the same: to build strength, confidence, and resilience that will last far beyond high school. Her dedication extends well beyond the classroom as a past coach for volleyball, women's basketball, and currently both men's and women's track. Ms. Sanchez emphasizes teamwork, accountability, and perseverance, helping student athletes grow both on and off the field. She truly believes in developing the whole student. Ms. Sanchez also brings warmth and connection to the entire school community. She is known for going out of her way to support colleagues, often sharing homemade baked goods and thoughtful gestures that lift morale and bring people together. Her kindness, generosity, and positive spirit create an environment where both students and staff feel valued. At the same time, her competitive nature and strong school spirit shine during school activities, adding to the vibrant culture she helps foster. Her commitment to education is both professional and deeply personal. As a parent of 3 Taos High School graduates, and with her youngest graduating from Penn State in a few weeks, congratulations, she understands firsthand the importance of strong schools and supportive education. Recognized as Taos High School's Teacher of the Year, Ms. Sanchez is celebrated not only for accomplishments, but for authenticity, resilience, and the meaningful relationships she builds every day. She is more than a teacher. She is a role model, a motivator, and a pillar of strength for the Taos High School community. With deep appreciation and gratitude, let's congratulate Taos High School Teacher of the Year, Ms. Devette Sanchez. And so without further ado, now that you've seen our Teachers of the Year, a committee was put together, and the committee reviewed all the bio and information and selected the District Elementary Teacher of the Year and the District Secondary Teacher of the Year. So as superintendent, I am very proud to announce the District Elementary Teacher of the Year, Ms. Christine Martinez. And of course, our District Secondary Teacher of the Year, Mr. Ben Ogren. Congratulations to all our Teachers of the Year.
Maria's taking a picture of Vange. Is lovely. I loved her. Board meeting, period.
You know, her grandmother was my first
I don't
secretary.
think they
Before I
were.
went to-
David wasn't on that trip.
I remember his son, he was like, yeah. Yeah, well, it's. They're all educated except for. Ernestine.
Okay, are we ready to proceed? Yes. All right, everyone, we're gonna proceed. Now we are on 8.1. We're under consent agenda. The things on the consent agenda are approval of meeting minutes from the regular board meeting, March 25th, 2026. The Finance Committee meeting, March 28th, 2026. Regular board meeting, April 8th, 2026, and regular board meeting, April 22nd, 2026. Mm-hmm. You can't? I don't know.
Turned it up.
You did? Okay. Do I need to read those over?
You can.
Okay. I'm sorry, I have to read them over. Didn't know you could. Thank you for letting me know you couldn't hear me. So we're on consent agenda 8.1, approval of meeting minutes for the regular board meeting, March 25th, 2026, Finance Committee meeting, March 28th, 2026, regular board meeting, April 8th, 2026, regular board meeting, April 22nd, 2026. And 8.2 is a conflict of interest for Taos Municipal School District employee Ray Lujan. Presented by, well, you don't need to present, but it's authorized by Dr. Renier Martins, Director of Finance. And 8.3 is out-of-state travel for students and staff to travel to Indianapolis, Indiana for a HOSA June 17th to 20th, 2026 conference. That's all that's on the consent agenda. Are there any questions on that?
I have a question.
Okay.
Oh, that's 8.3. How
Okay.
many, do we know how many students or staff will be traveling?
Thank you.
Superintendent Layton and board members. My name is Christine Garcia. I am the HOSA advisor. And two students will be, oh, sorry, I didn't turn it off. Two students qualified for nationals, and two advisors will be attending as well. So 4 altogether. 2 students, 2 staff.
All right, awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate all you do. All right, thank you, Member Concha. Any other questions, or if not, I will entertain a motion to approve or not approve, whichever. Mhm.
Are we going one by one?
No, we're going to do the
Just
consent
whole-
agenda. We're going to do the whole thing.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. 8.1, approval of meeting minutes. 8.2, conflict of interest for TMSD employee Ray Lujan. And 8.3, out-of-state travel for students and staff to travel to Indianapolis for HOSA in June 2026.
I'll second that. Samantha?
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo,
Yes.
Vice President Spray,
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
He doesn't know how loud he is. You're so loud. Oh, my gosh. All right, next is number 9, presentation by Safety, Security, and Operations and Director Marcos Herrera. Is he here?
Vice President Spray, members of the board, Director Herrera wasn't able to make it to a family event right after this, but we do have Michelle Samantha Martinez.
Okay,
who will be
welcome.
presenting.
Thank you for filling in.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Good afternoon, President Flores, Vice President Spray, members of the board, Dr. Layton. I'm here at the request of Mr. Herrera, who had to step away to do our presentation for the operations department. I'm a little bit, I can't see very good very far, so I'm gonna have to read it off the paper. For student transportation, School Bus Appreciation Day was celebrated on April 28th. Drivers were recognized with certificates of appreciation presented by myself in appreciation for their continued service and commitment to the district and transporting students safely to and from school. For our student nutrition department, next slide, please. Scratch-made cooking feedback from students has been positive, reflecting increased engagement and satisfaction with meal offerings. And as recognized today, School Lunch Hero Appreciation Day was May 1st, and the district did recognize the employees on that day as well as tonight. For our safety and security department, they're pleased to announce the newest member. They've hired Mr. Matthew Armijo to join their team to Taos High School. They've also been more present they're continue with presence at athletic events, but they're also present at end-of-year activities such as prom. They're going to be at Senior Sunrise, and so they're still very active in supporting and providing safety for our students. For our facilities and maintenance department, the installation of the flag poles right outside of the admin building have been installed. The conference room that they've been renovating for the board has been complete and it's fully operational. The Taos Municipal Schools Maintenance Department welcomes our newest member. They've hired Mr. Ricardo Romero, who comes to us from the town of Taos. HVAC systems district-wide are currently undergoing seasonal transitions from winter to the summer operations to ensure efficiency and system readiness. And for our current projects, the new auxiliary gym, they're finalizing remaining punch list items and procuring furnishings and material in preparation for full use. LED lighting upgrades. District-wide LED lighting replacement is in progress to improve energy efficiency, visibility, and safety district-wide. THS electrical work for the gate installation is underway in preparation for incoming fencing improvements. And HVAC control upgrades. System upgrades are in progress of Taos High School and Arroyo del Norte to enhance efficiency and system performance. And then our last page is a picture of our director representing the various departments that he oversees. So at that, I stand for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Does
Thank
the
you.
board have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
Biffy.
I had just one, but I think you might not be the right person to answer it, so don't feel funny if you don't know the
Okay.
because it's under student nutrition, where you talk about scratch-made cooking. If you don't know how to describe that to us, please, the scratch-made cooking part.
Oh, Ms. Duran is here with us, so I
Oh,
invite.
she's
I'll
still
invite her.
here?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
I'll-
sorry. I didn't see you way back there. I'm sorry.
She can talk more on that.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. And thank you, Ms. Martinez, very much. Thank you, Christina. I didn't see you back there.
Hiding.
Could you just describe the scratch-made cooking?
Sure. This year, as
Yes.
we found out the last few board meetings that TMSD or the state of Mexico is supposed to be at a certain percentage of scratch-made cooking since the beginning of the 25-26 school year. However, that hadn't happened just because we had some equipment issues and just trying to get staff to get back into the scratch-made cooking. In February, I believe it was, me and my managers attended a scratch-made cooking training in Albuquerque, and we attended that, and we learned some new recipes, and we brought those back, and we've actually incorporated them into our breakfast and lunch moving forward. So it's been happening in April and May. Come August, it's going to be, well, actually, I've been planning the menu. We're almost at about 80% scratch-made cooking for breakfast and lunch for next year. What we've been serving on the menu, just so breakfast is a little harder just because of the way it's served at the elementary level. It's breakfast in the classroom, but I do want to acknowledge my staff again for what they have done. But a lot of things that we brought in were overnight oats with some type of berry or frozen fruit on there. Lots of muffins, homemade muffins with fruit in them as well. Parfaits, which are huge hits, along with the overnight oats. A breakfast fruit pizza. It has like an oatmeal crust with some like cream cheese frosting and fruit on that. That's a huge hit, especially at high school level. What else have we brought in? We were mostly struggling in breakfast. Lunch is pretty easy for us when it comes to scratch-made cooking. Just breakfast was what was hard.
I have a question.
Yes, Secretary Trio, go ahead.
I was at lunch today at the elementary, and what was served was Navajo tacos. And the kids, you could see that they were eating. They really enjoyed the sopapillas.
Yes.
And I saw my grandson ate the whole thing.
Okay.
So that's a go.
Everybody always asks us if they can make them homemade, but unfortunately in the state of New Mexico, you cannot have oil or fryers in your kitchen unless you're a private school. So, we get them prepared, but hopefully maybe we can find a recipe for next year. I've actually been on the hunt for one that doesn't really consist of oil in the cafeteria. So it's a goal.
I have a question. As far as the feedback from students and the increased engagement, how is that data being collected? Is that like via survey or word of mouth or?
Word of mouth right now.
Is that like on every school or just specifically?
I've been getting emails or word of mouth when I go to pick up my son or drop him off in the morning at the high school. Other staff members that have kids within the different schools of the district, just teachers emailing me. I see students in the community, so it's word of mouth right now. I haven't put out a survey. I'm hoping to get one out before school ends, so in the next week or two, just to see and get some feedback for next year's menu planning.
Awesome. Yeah, we would definitely like to see that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, both of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good job.
Vice President Spray, it's President Flores.
Yes, you may.
If I may, I just wanted to make a comment, and I wanted to thank our student nutrition program for being so receptive to the many recommendations, sometimes criticism that they receive. I know that they work very hard in working towards providing our students with the best quality nutrition available, being able to serve students meals throughout the day or for lunch, and the snacks that they receive, if it's in the morning or whenever they get them, is very critical. And I do appreciate the hard work and all the thought that goes into the work that they do. So just wanted to thank them for their work.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate that.
President Flores.
Thank you.
All right, good job, you guys. Next, we have student outcomes, campus principal presentation. 10.1, Cyber Magnet Board presentation. Ms. Naomi Martinez Standard, Director of
All righty.
Cyber Magnet.
Good evening, Superintendent Layton, President Mark Flores over the intercom, members of the board. Thank you for having me here this evening. And again, congratulations to all of those that have been recognized tonight. I'm proud to be here with everybody. Next slide. The overview of what I'll be discussing tonight is our campus goals, our summer plans, scheduling, a little bit of budget info, our safety team recruitment, community schools, and our vape, drug, and alcohol-free schools. The picture that you see up here is our students. They're there in the Grow Dome of the Secret Garden. They have shown such growth having this space available to them. Our students are learning more compassion. They're learning how to take care of things, nurturing the lettuce and the parsley and the cilantro and the potatoes we planted. They're really taking time to acknowledge what they're growing. They're going out and watering, they're weeding, they're making sure things are coming out. So they're doing really good with that. So that's one of our pictures from the Grow Dome. Next slide. The picture that we have here is our congratulations to Cyber Magnet. This came from the Taos News. This was for our grand opening of our new location. So that was really exciting. That was in the paper. Our goal 1 is to increase enrollment by 25 to 50%. Our current enrollment is 14. So I would like to see that anywhere from 20s to 30s on that increase. That's just my personal goal. You know, I know there's plenty more to jump through and things to look at. Our goal 2 is to reduce credit recovery courses. So not only have some of my students taken their classes, but they've failed their classes and had to take them again within the credit recovery. So that costs us double, and that costs them their time. Something else within that, if they are a student that has accommodations, those students will no longer receive that accommodation on a credit recovery course because they had that time, they had that reduction, they had all of those accommodations to meet their IEP. They didn't do that. And then now it's like, okay, you had that opportunity. Now you need to do the extra work. So right now I have very minimal. I think I only have 1 student in credit recovery right now, which is amazing. I'm so proud of them. And all of our students are moving along. And our goal 3, increase, hold on, go back one. Sorry. Our goal 3, to increase community partnership and offer additional hands-on learning with solar, gardening, physical training, and guest speakers. What I would like to do there is we do have a pond that was dedicated to Rosemary B. Hill, I believe it was. There was a teacher at Enos. A little fountain, nothing crazy. It ran off of solar that pumped it down. During COVID, it broke, it didn't get fixed. We're looking at having some type of visitor from the community that deals with solar to see if we could get that back and running into a good place for that recognition. Also with the hands-on learning, I would like, we're working with community schools and Mr. Tyndall at the high school to come in and help redo our watering system. Our physical training, we do have somebody currently that comes in twice a week to support our students on the physical aspect of it. So that's getting the kids to move a little bit more rather than just sitting on their computers and having guest speakers come into our community and into our cyber magnet school. Next slide. Here, numbers at a glance. Since January of 26, students have been enrolled in 82 courses. Currently, we had 36, and this was as of last week. 36 classes have been completed with 46 classes in progress. My goal here is to get students. I currently have 4 students that are behind in their cohort, which is anywhere from like a semester to almost a semester and a half. So my goal right now is to get those students back on track, excuse me. Summer school enrollment, right now I'm looking at maybe 4 or 5 students that may need additional support for summer school. Our graduation rate right now is at 50% because I have 4 students that should be graduating from this cohort, but 2 of them are behind, but I'm looking at having them be completed by the end of June. And then the 2 that you saw this evening here with us. The fall plans, I'm looking at focusing not just on semester time when it comes to Cyber Magnet. If these students can work through a course faster than in a semester's time, they could finish that course, pick up another course, and complete it at that time. One of the advantages that our partners at UNM Taos is if they have more time available by completing courses earlier, they could go to dual credit classes a lot faster. So that's one of the things where I'm trying to encourage my students like, hey, you have this time, let's get you into UNM while these classes are taken care of. So enrollment, I'm still increasing. My goal is still to increase 15 students with graduating 4. And I have 1 student that's going to try the high school. I've heard it all week. I'm going to the high school. Good, go check it out, experiment there. So that's something that's really cool is they have that opportunity to see those electives. And if it doesn't work out, they could always come back. And then building more hands-on electives. So that's also working with Principal Martinez de Herrera on the CEO Fridays to incorporate if my students would be able to attend those CEO Fridays as well with the Taos High School students. So we're working on that partnership to work together. Next slide. Schedule and deadlines. I have a couple of conferences coming up, so that kind of had an impact on the summer school hours. So I'll be attending the Community Schools Conference since I am still a co-chair for the community schools with IEL. And then we do have a PLC training coming up in June. So that did push point number 2 of the 2 weeks of summer school to June, from June 8th to 18th, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 12. So our students, of course, they can work at home when they need to, but this is going to be for the hey, I need to finish my final, to I need to close this class out. Can I pick up another class? Is there enough time for that? And to get them out of the house too, for them to be able to come in and know that they have a safe space to work on that. Again, just the growth by August 1st, I want to be able to have my new enrollments coming in. And then in the fall, we're planning early college visits. So I'm looking at the UNM-CNM partnership, Santa Fe Community College and Northern Community College, Highlands, and Luna Community. And those will be done in the first couple of months of school. Next slide. Oh, and that's some lettuce from our secret garden. That was lunch the other day. The financial planning, of course, they deal with a lot of those numbers, but these are the thoughts I have going on here. We do still have funds from our designation grant that'll be going to the garden. With that, I am trying to plan a 3 to 5 year sustainability when I'm purchasing these products, from shovels to root protector to seeds to the little snippers to the claw gloves and things of that nature. 3, working with Associate Superintendent Mondragon, as well as HR and Finance, so we can make sure that we're on the same page and I clearly understand what it means to enroll additional students and the cost of licensing. I have graduation coming up. Samantha will be distributing the invitations for the cyber graduation. That'll be taking place, and then the college visits. So working with Miss Christina Duran in regards to getting the kids breakfast and lunch when we go on these trips, with Samantha Martinez about buses or Suburbans, depending on how many students we take. So this is all things that I'm forecasting and planning for. And then this little picture is just from when we went to, when I went to the Navigate conference in Albuquerque. It was a great conference. Learned a lot there. That was really cool. Next slide. Here's my safety team. Our team has worked to design new evacuation drills for our location. The safety plan has been submitted to Dr. Layton, and then binders are in the works for anytime there's a sub, or my tutors need them, or Mr. Zooks, any of the staff that comes in supports, that has anything from rosters for students, anything that Marcos, Mr. Herrera would require, saying, hey, did you perform these drills? What was the time on it? How many students did you have? Was everybody accounted for? So this team has really shed some light on the little things that I need to work on in our location. I have Nurse Chrissy Romero that is designated for Taos Cyber. I have Mr. Enrique Gonzalez, our math interventionist. He's also my support, as well as Ms. Margot Valdez, the SEL coordinator. And then, of course, Diego, his office is there at my building, so I'm able to go to him and ask, certain things if it's an urgent matter. But excuse me, this is my safety team. They're very supportive of what we got going on, and we're working through it to make sure that we stay in compliance over at Cyber. Next slide. Recruiting our partners. We have, of course, Taos News. They put the ad in for us. Taos News also has like a little blurb of like places hiring, or the list of schools, just like they have lists of meetings and churches. They also have one of schools. So I need to make sure that I update that one to make sure they have our new Valverde address and our current phone number. True Kids 1 came in and did shorts with my 2 seniors and actually a handful of other students as well. And they're going to be doing reels and shorts coming up to promote Cyber Magnet, how the students have felt. Both Talisa and Hunter have been 4-year students of Cyber Magnet. So their whole high school career has been within Cyber Magnet. So they were, of course, my 2 first ones that were interviewed to say, hey, this is what we've done. This is why we stayed. That also, I will be working with Miss Maria Gentet within the social media aspect and our school website to make sure all that is all updated. And then, of course, working with Principal Martinez de Herrera and Principal Linda Martinez for the referrals. If they have any upcoming students that need to come into the Cyber, or if there's any high school students that could come over to Cyber, and vice versa. The picture here, the kids were watercoloring, so they were having fun there. Next slide. Within community schools, I am still very involved in it. That position was definitely hard to give up, but it's still a passion of mine. So even if I wasn't the coordinator before, I would still be that parent involved within community schools. So what's still being supported there, the snack bags from St. James are still going out weekly. The bags are also being delivered to the Cyber students, which had happened in the past when they were here at admin. Food box and food deliveries are still taking place. So we still have the partnership with Santa Fe Food Depot that did not fall apart or disconnect with me leaving. I still submit the reports for that program. I still do the ordering for that program. And if there's any additional support, I work very close with Mr. Raul Gonzalez, so he's able to call me, or I'm able to call him and say, hey, this food's coming in, this food's going out, this is what we're needing. Hey, do you have this report from last year? And we still work very close with that. Taos High School 2026 scholarship has been completed. Class night is May 20th at 6 p.m. at Taos High School. That one was very huge for me because that's something that I did even last year. So the picture on the right is the picture of the scholarship book. 2025-2026 school year, we had about 20 local donors, including the Davis Scholarship, which was about $92,000. That's a full ride for one of our students, was over $300,000 in scholarships last year. My goal for this year was 35 donors and $350,000 in scholarship money. So that is huge. I'm pretty close to that goal this year. The announcements on the marquee are still being updated. It's a very, very old, precious system. And I'm one of like 3 people that could probably still use that system. So Maria and I laugh and say, don't touch the cords. So we're able to still get those updated. Things are still going good there. And I just want to put a special thank you to our family navigator that just came in that's helping with all of this. And that is Miss Dominique Ortega. She was a long-term sub at Taos High School. So don't tell my sister I had anything to do with stealing her from the sub list. But she has just been a huge support with that. She's been able to keep Tiger's Den open for the students, staff, and families. So with me not physically being there, she's that person that could still be there. So I'm very fortunate with that one. And I believe that is it. I stand for questions.
Thank you so much. Anyone have any questions or comments? Go ahead, Board Member Concha.
Thank you for your presentation. The only question I had, is your nurse full-time on campus just for cyber?
So because I share that back first grade wing with Enos Garcia, Chrissy comes every single morning to deal with our students that need that attention. And then she's at Enos, but she is available at a drop of a dime if I need her for anything.
Thank you.
So yes, in the same building, and then she's split between the 2.
Thank you.
Is that it? Any other questions? Secretary?
It's amazing the support that you do have.
Mhm.
I can see, again, the nurse, but the elementary math interventionalist, and which is so critical, because our math is one of our goals. And to have someone there just really hands-on.
Yeah, so
It's
with
just-
this, Enrique and Miss Margot, the reason they're on my team here is because they have that flexibility because they work here at admin. So not necessarily is Enrique working with the students, but they know they could go to Enrique for help and I can reach out. We do still have 2 tutors for math that come in once a week. Each of them come in once a week. So I have Mr. Zooks on Monday, and then so he is my special ed case manager. And then I have Miss Norma on Wednesdays, and I have Miss Isabel on Thursdays. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of support with that.
Thank you, Secretary. I had one question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
When you talked about guest speakers,
Mhm.
What kind of speakers are you looking for? Because we know a lot of people we might be.
So within community schools, there's funding for that. And then within the designation grant, there's money for that also. In the past, when I was in school, we had Edward James Olmos, we had Jimmy Santiago Baca. So we had really inspirational, and I'm not saying that locals are not inspirational, but we could get those anytime. But I have funding that I need to kind of spend sooner than later. So one of the motivational speakers I have been looking to is Sam Dema. He wrote the book called Empty Your Backpack. So it's about him and students being able to empty their backpack of the emotional baggage that they carry. So we're looking at that to see if we could get him to do a 3-part series. So it would be a cyber magnet piece, a high school piece, maybe a middle school piece, and have something like that. He's still an up and coming, motivational speaker, but he is amazing. When I set up a call to tell him like, okay, well, it would be in regards to a PO. This is our small community. He was actually the one that answered the other side of the Zoom. It wasn't like his people, it was actually Sam. So I was a little starstruck there for a quick second, but it was amazing to know that his willingness to come to such a small community and still share his experiences.
Thank you. Any further questions?
Just one last thing, if you can elaborate for us on your last on the overview agenda, the vape, drug and alcohol.
Oh, yeah, I realized that I was at 10 slides and I'm like, I don't know. I think I just moved it from that part. So we are the pilot for the vape detectors and they worked, unfortunately. We did catch a student that that was vaping in the bathroom and it worked. The device worked. It
What
was,
is it like?
it looks like, almost looks like that, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe similar to that. It just looks like a piece of equipment on a sheet that's just there, like you don't know what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like the smoke detector right here. And
Probably a
like,
little more sensitive to the.
it is, it is. I have been working with Diego on it because I did notice that when our custodian is using the aerosol to clean the windows, the mirrors and the sinks, the detection does go up a little bit, but it's not like blowing a whole cloud, you know? So it does show a difference, but we're working on the sensitivity of that. So it has been very helpful and just kind of reminding our students, like, guys, that this is not where this is supposed to be, you know? And I'm working on a course outline. So if they do get in trouble for something like this, they got to do those courses. So that's something that I'm working with Miss Margot Valdez on, so they could learn the importance and the effects of vaping and drinking and alcohol and those types of things.
Thank you. And as far as being a pilot, does that mean that's to test, I mean, to pilot for other schools?
Yes, that's Diego's goal, is for it to be in the other schools. And because we were doing the cameras in that, in the new location, they were able to kind of put that up and they're testing it. They just said, hey, you're a pilot and we're checking to see how it goes. So it goes with the Verkada app. So I can check right now and not only see my cameras at my school, but if there's been any detections on that too. So it's another little button on the app that will show you if anything happened, when it happened. You take that time, you plug it into the camera time of somebody walking out of the bathroom and you know exactly who it was.
Thank you.
Any other
Vice
questions?
President Spray,
Yes.
if I could get some comments, and I just want to thank members of the board, Vice President Spray, Superintendent Lane, Miss Martina Standard, thank you for your presentation. I really appreciate all the work and effort and passion that you put into your role as the director at the Cyber Magnet School. I'm really excited to see the next year and the coming years and the fruition of what you're starting. It was real exciting to see the presentation about the Grow Dome and how the teaching of planting seeds and the students growing their own food. I have a lifelong experience with gardening and farming, and it could be very rewarding. There's that age-old saying: you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach him to fish, and he'll eat for a lifetime. Well, it goes the same with planting and gardening and farming. Teaching those kids how to plant a seed and nurture it, as you stated, and see the growth of that plant and the fruition of their work is going to be very important and something that they could take with them the rest of their life. You mentioned a lot of key things that I was happy to hear you speak towards. You mentioned sustainability in regards to the grants that you're working towards and the lasting impact that we hope to get out of that. I want to thank you for that. You also spoke to forecasting and planning, and that forward thinking is very valuable for our district, and it's very appreciated. I also want to acknowledge the recruitment efforts that you spoke towards, and putting Cyber Magnet as a place that is very welcoming, and through the work that you're doing there, I'm hoping that we'll be able to fill the ranks of that school and get it to capacity so that you can continue to impact the lives of those students. I appreciate your continuous support of the district community schools programs. I know you're very passionate about that, and over the course of the years that you've been involved with it, you've been very instrumental in reaching many families and feeding many families, getting them many of the necessities that they need, and your outreach throughout the community is very instrumental and valuable to the district. In regards to your work with the scholarship program, which gives our students a step up as they graduate from high school and move on to higher education. So I just really appreciate your presentation. Appreciate your passion and look forward to, next year and the coming years and wish you the best.
Thank you, President Flores. I appreciate that.
I think we all feel the same way. Thank you for being here. And you're doing a great job, Director.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Your-
that.
Your presentation was lovely.
Great. Thank you. I know I was a little nervous. I'm like, sister, look at it for me. So it's a little, I have that sister moment, and President Martinez Tejeda, will you look at this? And, she kind of is gentle and like, you could do this. And then when I show her the final, she's like, okay, you need to do this, this, and this. So she knows her ropes. And Board Member Concha, thank you for catching that vape part on it. I had a cool little flyer on that. So I do appreciate the input, the feedback. I just want to share that, I get up every morning and I'm very excited to come work with my students. The growth that they're gaining, and just knowing that they could come and talk to me and I'm there with them. I know many of you know I'm working on my master's, and I get notifications like, hey, your assignment is due. And I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, Miss, what's wrong? I'm like, my homework is due. And they're like, oh, you too? So we have that little relationship that they're working online, I'm working online. I understand where they're coming from. We share a lot of things together, and I think that's really built a close relationship. So thank you for entrusting me into this position. Dr. Layton, President Flores, Vice President Spray, members of the board, I appreciate you this evening, and have a good night.
You too. Thank you again. Okay, next we have campus reports for review from Arroyos, Enos, and Ranchos. Please read them when you get a chance, and if you have any questions, filter them through Dr. Layton. Thank you. Thank you all for presenting those to us. We do read them. We get punished if we don't read them. What? Yes, Member King, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to comment on Principal Marmal. That was very touching to have a picture of Michelle, and hearts are still heavy. And I heard the church was full to capacity, and our board member, Ms. Susan, made it. Representation, appreciate that. Superintendent as well. So it's it's gonna be hard for us. I used to play basketball against her dad, and I've known Roberta forever, Roberta. So our prayers are definitely with the family and the community and the kids. It's not something you get overnight. So appreciate the sentiments.
Thank you, Member King, for being the one of us that speaks to that. And thank you. Condolences to everybody. All right, next we have 11.1 or 11 superintendent report, 11.1 and 11.2. Dr. Layton.
Vice President Spray, President Flores, members of the board. So tonight for the presentation, I have district enrollment, district attendance, high student attendance, and high staff attendance. I begin with our district enrollment. So as reported last board meeting on April 8th, we had 1740 enrolled. As of May 6th, we have 1739 with a drop of one student for this week. Through this week, excuse me. For our district attendance, our average weekly attendance through the entire year, including the second semester, we have Taos High School at 90%, Cyber at 93, TMS at 88, Arroyos at 91, Enos at 90, Ranchos at 91, but for a collective overall average of 91%. We've been able to maintain that percentage pretty much through the second semester, so it's looking like for the year at least, we'll be beating our last year's numbers. And without further ado, because I think this is one where all our principals love to find out. So for our highest student achievement for April, we have Ranchos Elementary at 91. So congratulations, Dr. Marmo. You have taken the title back from Enos.
Battles on.
And of course, we have to acknowledge Cyber Magnet because they do have the highest, although they have maybe the smallest enrollment. We still want to acknowledge our Cyber Magnet students for their attendance. Yes, they're coming. Up next, we have then our highest staff attendance. And we have a Ranchos Elementary who has won the student and staff attendance at 98%. And of course, I wouldn't be amiss to mention that Cyber Magnet has 100% attendance for all of their staff for the month of April. And so with that, I complete my report, at least for the district enrollment attendance for students and staff, and I stand for questions from the board.
Any questions, board, for Dr. Layton? Mark?
Vice President Spray.
Mark, I bet you want to say something about Ranchos, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly where I was going. I just wanted to congratulate Dr. Serna Marmal for all the work that she does. Since we started focusing on attendance, beginning, with a high focus last year, carrying on to this year, and then including the importance of staff attendance. I just really appreciate all of our principals for their work. And, with 90% student attendance, well, over 90% student attendance and over 90% staff attendance, that's very important. And that's what we need to continue to move our district forward. So just a big congratulations to Ranchos Elementary. And, I also appreciate, of course, all of our other our principals for their work. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Ranchos.
Good job, you guys. Okay, next we have number 12, financial reports presented by Dr. Rainier Martins, Director of Finance. And actually, he's also, I guess, going to do the Taos Municipal School District bars, but he'll also present on that. Bars are budget adjustment requests, for anyone who doesn't know.
Good evening, School Board Vice President Spray, Secretary Trujillo, Board Member King, Board Member Concha, and President Flores. Do you have a consolidated board report? Okay, so if you look at Fund 11,000, you will see that we have a balance of 5.7 million. So that means we are increasing our cash position a little bit from last month to this month. We are working on closing out all purchase orders, and then we will have an exact panorama about how many encumbrances are for real, so to speak, or if a PO is padded, and through the closing of a PO, the encumbrance obviously disappears. No, but the tendency is currently a little bit better than last month, which of course is encouraging. And then in 21,000, you basically see in food services. So that was, I think, a question from last year. So in transportation, we had last year a strong deficit that is simply gone. And the reason is PED increased significantly the funding. So it was quite interesting. But if you look at the curve, it went always up, and last year it went spiked down, and now it went up again, so that the linear trend is on there. So I don't know why PED last year, I believe, underfunded the district, but this year PED funded us correctly. So that explains that this problem went away by simply receiving sufficient support from the state for transportation. And 21,000 was a very big problem last year, or challenge, better said. If we look at that, we basically can see we have a deficit of around about $270,000–300,000. I believe that will continue also in the next year. The reason is we need to have a certain amount of cooks for being able to sketch meal cooking to conduct this. And the adjustment in the workforce on the cook position is essentially done. And now operations and Mr. Run are reviewing if we can further reduce the deficit, or we basically need to supplement with SCG. And some school districts in the state are doing it, some others are not doing it. So it just depends also, of course, on the quality of food and how many kitchens we need to run, and of course, how many cooks do we need for the sketch meals. Do you have any further questions?
Any questions, board? Dr. Martin? That's a miracle, no questions.
Good. Then one other independent from this report, I indicated to Secretary Trujillo, because that was also a question from the board regarding positive pay. Today, Centennial was here. We received training and guidance. I'm working currently on a manual. How do we upload all the information Centennial needs? So it's we need to upload the CSV file with all the checklistings. So I'm working on that, and I'm optimistic that we can put into place positive pay within this fiscal year.
Okay, Secretary Trujillo, please.
Is this report the third quarter reporting? Would you say the third quarter?
This is March, yes.
Excuse me?
This is the March report, yes.
Do you, in your assessment of the budget versus actuals, how are we on target?
As said, from the budget, we are definitely on target. The question for me was in the past always, how deep do we cut into our cash reserves? And as said, the tendency is now a little bit positive. The cabinet is working very hard with the principals together. What the budget for next year is, I'm optimistic, Superintendent Layton, that within this month we can make a presentation to the board and to the public, Superintendent. Yeah, no, and we did it this time for the budget. I've been told a little bit different in the sense of I built up a sandbox based on our School ERP Pro software. So what I did is essentially a copy from the real database fiscal year 26, put it on fiscal year 27 as a sandbox. In the sandbox, we updated all the salary schedules per CBA, and we updated also, very important, the benefits, because the benefits is a huge hit on us due to the 80/20 legislation. So, but that means we were able to configure literally the next year's payroll and make a mock run, the pro forma payroll for the whole fiscal year. And now we are on another iteration. Renata thinks 27, I think we are on 8, of looking at the payroll, going with the principals over an organizational chart. So the cabinet, we developed an organizational chart to look position by position, school by school, administration, operations, IT, HR, finance, everything. That the payroll is very well planned, including the benefits, so that we have essentially the data what we will be running next fiscal year already in hand. And the reason is the sandbox. And I've been told that was the first time Taos did it like this.
President Spray.
Go ahead.
I say this only because I believe that a lot of the expenditures are very actual. So they're going to be reflected in the actual, in next year's budget, just so that it's going to be a good, a better budget for next year. And because you have some real numbers to be able to compare where you're budgeting for next year. Again, we have the concerns over the enrollment. Again, the 80-20 in benefits, and the increase, the 1% raises. But again, all that considered, you know, when in preparing and seeing the actuals that are being presented, they are the most accurate that we have seen. And so it's really just going to help us just build better budgets and better controls and accountability of the finances that come into the school. So thank you so much for the work. I just, again, that it is what it is against the budget that's existing and the percentages. Again, you look at all of that and see where you're at and see how you're going to, again, I see that you've done some budget adjustments, again, probably to move money or the transfers and budgets to be able to cover the current budget.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we will see the final report.
One reason why the school board receives that many bar adjustments is the following. When I was at PED, I advised all districts always to submit only a district budget. Now, TAUS submitted a school side budget to PED. So what does that mean? That means whenever some budget needs to be moved from one school side to the next school side, we need to do a bar and get it approved by you or get it approved by PED. Whereas if you have a district-wide budget, so 000 on the location code, if we need to move some budget from here to there, we can just do it in Visions, because PED then only would approve a district budget. And as I predicted when I was a director at PED, once you have a budget in OBMS on school side, the amount of bars goes up quite significantly, because for every little thing you need to ask for permission. Whereas if you have a budget for the whole district, the only thing in the accounting string what is changing is the location. So now from a school board point of view, if you know, okay, professional development is approved to make up the number $100,000, if it's now from the high school, elementary school, or from administration, is somewhat irrelevant from a budget point of view, because as long as the budget of $100,000 is not passed, it's all okay. Of course, internally, we will have always a school side budget, of course. It's just a matter of how much bar maintenance do we have to conduct in OBMS or just in Vision. So this year we will submit, of course, a budget also following PED guidance on the district level, also all 000. And I hope that our volume of bars in OBMS gets reduced. The other thing what we are actively doing is looking at community school service, looking at 24, so IDIB and all the other special revenue funds, and having this budget maintenance. When my program managers, okay, I wouldn't say they are jumping up and down for joy, but almost, I would say, if you talk to finance, why I developed with a program manager a little manual how to upload bars into the system. So in OBMS, you need to know, if you do it by hand, you need around about, let's say, 30 seconds per accounting string if you really know what you're doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, then you need maybe per line 1 minute. Now, if you do a bar on the salaries, you have up to easily 15 lines just for salary movement. So that means the volume of time you need to put into a bar maintenance is really high. Now, what we can do right now is we download the data from Vision into an Excel. We can adjust essentially through a formula. No, budget is negative, you do a formula times -1, then you have all the data, and you don't need to type anything anymore into OBMS. You can upload everything. So that is a tremendous time saver, but that's also a motivator to take budget maintenance serious. because it's a lot easier and not that time intensive anymore.
Makes sense. Secretary, you
Thank you
finished?
again. I'm done.
All right. Do you have anything? Are you done?
I just would like to request approval if the
Yes,
superintendent
definitely. I
approves.
just wondered if you were, I didn't know if you were done with your presentation and no more questions, board. Okay, Dr. Layton, what's your recommendation?
Vice President Spray, President Flores, members of the board, recommend approval of financial reports for March 2026 as presented by Dr. Rainer Martins, Director of Finance.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone like to make a motion? No? Member King, would you make a motion?
See, I have a question.
Okay.
For Dr. Martins. Are we able to get a summary, and you can give it to the superintendent of the sports, like the annual budget for each team? I was looking at the sports teams, and I'm just curious, what is the annual budget? What's the expense?
So the budget from fiscal year 26 is a little bit difficult, but for fiscal year 27, we have, I believe, very good budget together because we built up a budget per sports team. So football, boys soccer, girls soccer, softball, baseball, and so on and so forth, with very detailed from how many home games do we need to drive where, how much is the transportation cost, how many coaches, how many everything. So all of that is in an Excel. Let's say I would claim rather easy to read for an athletic person. And then at the beginning of the Excel, I translate all these singular sheets into a vision budget in accounting speak. And then it will be registered here in your report. And we can then very clearly identify how much money do we spend on what sport. And the whole budget is planned through for next fiscal year. If I recall that correctly, the athletics budget will be around about 1.3 million.
Great. If we could just get a copy of that, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Member King, once
category.
we approve the budget, then we'll be able to provide that information.
So is that this month or next
No, once the budget is approved, we'll be able to provide that information.
with the state?
Correct, correct. So going back to Dr. Martin's explanation, so for this fiscal year, it wasn't in place. For next fiscal year, it will be. So once the budget is approved by the board or presented, and if approved by the board, we'll be able to provide that on the line-by-line item as requested.
Okay, great. I'll look forward to that.
Can you make a motion? Don't want to. I feel as chair tonight, I don't like to make the motions. I always like you guys to have the chance to, but do you want me to?
Vice
All right.
President Spray.
Yes, would you like to,
Just-
Mark?
No, I think the board that's physically present, you guys are doing a great job. Thank you for chairing the meeting in my absence. I just wanted to make a comment to Dr. Martins. I just comment of appreciation. I know that when you're probably still working very long days and nights, Dr. Martins. When you first came to the district, you really dove in to our finances, and who knows what was in your mind when you saw everything that you found, but you really have transformed the finance department. Your work there in restructuring the budget and how I'm not a finance guy, so I'm probably not speaking correctly, but you've opened up some new accounts. You've tried to make things more seamless, and you really put the district as where we are today in a better place, and you've set us up to continue to move forward in a very fiscally responsible way. And I appreciate your work, and I just want to thank you for your transparency. And we still have a lot of work to do, and I think anybody that knows that is you. But I just want to let you and let the board know, and the public, being on the board as long as I've been, you really have explained and made it a little bit easier to understand the finances of the district. And I can see through the various presentations that we're moving forward in a very fiscally responsible way. And I'm just excited again for the years to come, in the sense that, you're going to set us up to be very stable and solvent. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
President.
you, President Flores. All right, I'm going to make a motion then to accept the financial reports of March 2026 from Dr. Rainier Martins, Director of Finance. That's 2026-03 Consolidated Board Report, 2026-03 Disbursement Detail Listing, 2026-03 Expenditure Report, and 2026-03 Revenue Report. Second from anyone? No, I think we're going to do the bars second. I'd like to do them secondly.
I'll second.
Okay, we have Samantha?
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo,
Yes.
Vice President Spray,
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
Thank you all. All right, 12.2, Taos Municipal School District Budget Adjustment Request bars. Dr. Rainier Martins.
Do you have any questions to the bars?
I don't. Anyone have any questions, comments? Ms. Concha, do you? Board Member Concha? Okay. Okay. Dr. Layton, your recommendation, please.
Vice President Spray, President Flores, members of the board recommend approval of the TMSD bar budget adjustment request as presented by Dr. Rainier Martins, Director of Finance.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone want to make a motion on this one?
Okay, I'll make a motion
Yay. Thank you, Susan.
to approve the Director of Finance Report 12.2 TMSD bars, the budget adjustment request as presented by Dr. Rainier Martins, Director of Finance, for the Taos Municipal School District bar adjustment request 5/6 of 26.
Thank you, Secretary.
I'll second.
Great, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Samantha, would you call the roll, please?
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo, Vice President Spray,
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
Thank you all. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Martins. All right, 13.1 under old business is discussion, consideration, and possible approval of naming the Taos High School Auxiliary Gym to Dan Baroni Wrestling and Training Facility, Dr. Antonio Layton Jr.
Vice President Spray, President Flores, members of the board, it is my honor to bring for the second meeting what was approved at the last board meeting. I have a copy of what was presented the last time so that you can have one. In summary, the Auxiliary Gym Naming Committee met on March 24th and April 9th. We we reviewed the data that came in from the public, which was open for a 2-week period. On April 22nd, we had our first meeting in which the board approved, or at least approved for the first meeting, the naming of the Taos High School Auxiliary Gym to the Dan Baroni Wrestling and Training Facility. And so as part of the policy, tonight we have our second meeting, and at this juncture, it is an honor again to now propose a recommendation of the actual official name from Taos High School Auxiliary Gym to the Dan Baroni Wrestling and Training Facility, should the board so approve.
And your recommendation is?
The recommendation is to rename from Taos High School Auxiliary Gym to the Dan Baroni Wrestling and Training Facility.
I'm going to jump in. I would love to make this motion if you don't mind. I'd like to make a motion for approval of naming the Taos High School Auxiliary Gym to Dan Baroni Wrestling and Training Facility.
Second.
Thank you, Member Concha. We have a motion and a second. Samantha?
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo,
Yes.
Vice President Spray,
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you for that. It's official now.
Thank you all. Okay, next we have new business. Discussion, consideration, and possible approval of network infrastructure, configuration, equipment, and installation of new auxiliary gym in the amount of $24,904.18 by Ms. Maria Gentet, Director of IT and Communications.
Members of the board, Dr. Layton, I'm asking for approval for network infrastructure, configuration, equipment, and installation for the new auxiliary gym in the amount of $24,904.18.
Okay, board questions, comments for, okay,
The only question I had-
Secretary,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Are they under, an RFP?
They are CS contract, under CS contract. They're a CS vendor, I'm sorry.
And as we're doing, contracts through, CES, are we still looking for other vendors?
Yes, but with this vendor, in general, we worked with Camnet about 5-6 years ago. They're the ones who did the installation for our current network. So it's really important that we got them to come back to go ahead and integrate the auxiliary gym into our current network.
Another comment. And I would say that it would be important to, exactly what you just said, to document that. Because again, it's, we're looking for the best obtainable price, even though they're CES contractors, that you follow the procurement, but should justify exactly why we're using them. Again, they have worked in Taos Municipal Schools in this area, but again, to really make sure that we have good documentation to support the decision that you have made and that you're asking us to approve.
We'll do, Board Member Trujillo.
Vice
Right.
President Spray? I have a
Yes,
question.
yes, President Flores.
Director Gentet, so will this enable us to set up security cameras? Is there intentions to set up any type of security cameras in the facility or around the facility, or do we have existing security cameras that capture the facility?
President Flores, what this does is it lays the foundation so that we could go ahead and set up security cameras and access control doors for the auxiliary gym. You need this base so that we could go ahead and move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for
You're
your
welcome.
question, President Flores. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
All right, would anyone like to move on this? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Layton, sorry.
Vice President Spray, President Flores, members of the board, recommend approval of the network infrastructure, configuration, equipment, and installation for the new auxiliary gym, which is now the Dan Baroni Wrestling and Training Facility in the amount of $24,904.18 as presented by Director of IT and Communications, Ms. Maria Gentet.
Thank you.
Dr. Layton. All right, anyone want to make a motion?
I noticed it wasn't signed by Mrs. Gentet in our packet. Is there a reason for that? You didn't sign it.
It is signed on this one. I might have just attached the wrong one, but hold on really quick. There should be a signed one because the first one wasn't signed and Dr. Layton did reach out to me and made sure I did sign. But maybe it's not in the, okay. It is signed, but not in your packet.
I know where you're going with that. Go ahead. You want to make a motion? No?
Why is it not signed? Is there a sign?
No, it's actually just typed in there. It's not actually signed by you. That's your different, that's what you're saying, right? Member King?
No, I think he's referring to this page.
Oh, that
Yeah,
page.
that page.
Gotcha.
So the board may have received the previous unsigned, so what we do have online, and we do have the signed as well.
The last.
Cover page. Last page
It's the last page.
or cover page?
Okay, you're talking about.
Well, with the understanding that it's online and signed, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the network infrastructure configuration, equipment and installation for new auxiliary gym in the amount of $24,904.18, presented by Maria Gentet, Director of IT and Communications.
Thank you, Board Member Concha.
I'll second.
Okay, Samantha, we have a motion and a second.
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo, Vice President Spray,
Yes.
President Flores.
Yes.
And Samantha, I think, just for clarification, page 3 of 7, would rather have Maria actually have signed that page. Not that it's up to you, but Dr. Layton, I'm telling both of you. That was, I think, the problem there.
And so if, I believe, unfortunately, let me make a correction, the cover page is signed, but until this gets approved, then we sign the contract. Otherwise, we would be signing a contract prior to a board approval. So
Got it.
I was mistaken. I was thinking it was the cover page.
Got
but
it.
This is the contract. So now that this has been approved, we'll have Ms. Gentet go ahead and sign it.
That makes sense. Thank you. Okay, number 15 is executive session. We are going to, I assume, be going into executive session 15.1 pursuant to NMSA Section 1015-1H8, discussion of the purchase, acquisition, or disposal of real property by TMS. Number 1, request from UNM Taos to acquire real property. Number 2, request from Vista Grande Charter School to acquire real property and facility. In a moment, I'm gonna recognize Dr. Gutierrez and all the people from UNM. Just hold on one second. 15.2, an executive is going to be pursuant to 10-15-1H7 of the New Mexico Open Meetings Act to meet with legal counsel to discuss pending or threatened litigation, specifically Jane Doe 1 versus Taos Municipal Schools et al. Number 1:20 CV 01041 SCY-JHR. 15.3 will be pursuant to Section 1015-1H7 of the New Mexico Open Meetings Act to meet with legal counsel to discuss pending or threatened litigation, specifically Jane Doe 2 versus Taos Municipal Schools et al. Number 1:22-CV 00590 KWR-J. I have a question because the UNM people are here in the audience, and welcome everyone. I didn't welcome you earlier because I knew you were up on the agenda. Gino, is it appropriate for us to ask questions of them now, or do we call them in? Are they here so if we need them in executive, they come in, or how's that working?
They can be invited into executive.
Okay,
And or there's a discussion after executive, so you have both opportunities to.
okay. Does the board have a preference? Okay, would you all be,
Vice
go ahead.
Vice President Spray.
Yes. Yes,
It would be, at least my recommendation from my end, that we invite Chancellor Gutierrez and her team in to allow them to present to the board, answer any questions the board may have, and then at that point, we have Gino, our legal counsel, present. He could further advise if the board wishes to discuss amongst themselves. We can then, respectfully and cordially ask the UNM team to exit so that the board could further discuss.
okay, I understood. I understand. That will be easy to do, and we're so happy that you're here tonight. All right, so we need a motion to enter into executive session, and we will also invite the UNM crew to come in for item 15.1, and then they will be leaving after that. Motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session. As
Second.
noted.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Samantha?
Board Member Concha,
Yes.
Board Member King,
Yes.
Secretary Trujillo,
Yes.
Vice President Spray,
Yes. okay.
President Flores.
Yes.
All right, it's 8 o'clock now. We're gonna exit this dais, but we're gonna have 5 minutes to do whatever we need to do. We'll meet in there about 8:05. Okay? Thank you all.
For anyone online, we're going to go ahead and end the meeting, and we will restart the meeting once executive session is over.
Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.